Welcome to episode 190 of the Knitting Samurai and Her Guys video podcast. I'm your host, Steph, also known as the Knitting Samurai, and we're here in the studio slash den slash guest bedroom today. It is super rainy outside, and so we're inside. That's this, then that, and that's what happens. Are you recovered from Rhinebeck? It was a week after, like the Sunday after the Sunday I was in Rhinebeck, and people were posting their latergram pictures on Instagram of what they had been doing the week before at the same time, and it's just so magical. I love Rhinebeck. Definitely need to make sure next year that I take more pictures, more notes of the things that were inspiring me that I want to take away and knit in the coming year. So speaking of things that inspired me at Rhinebeck, this is one of them. So I have notes for today. Notebook. It's cute. It's a little pink notebook. So hopefully that's going to help me stay a little on track and get you some deets that I might not have remembered otherwise. This is the Cold Brew Cow by Adventure du Jour Designs. I don't remember which booth I saw it in, but it was, I want to say it was a fingering weight, because although the pattern's written for a worsted, but theirs was very drapey. Mine, not so much. I used a worsted weight yarn. It's a worsted weight yarn. I used Valley Sheffield, which I've had in my stash for a very long time. It's super soft. It has this gorgeous halo. So it's a 70-15-15 merino silk angora. I've probably had this yarn for 6 years, 7 years, a good chunk of time, and I haven't known what to do with it because it's not superwash. It's not something I can gift. I need to knit something for myself. I had a skein of this grape gray, which is number 21, number 8. This is number 8. So this beautiful gray color, and I can see, I don't know if you can, but the halo on it. And then I have this navy blue color. I used every last inch of the navy blue. I timed it so that I ran out of yarn. I had a tail like that long, and I had 4 stitches left to bind off, so I just reverse bound them off over. You know, if you're binding off this direction, I bound off that direction, pulled my yarn through, called it done. And so one of these bottom edges doesn't look exactly perfect, and you can see one of the rib sections is a little bit shorter than the other one, the 2x2 rib. But I loved it. I love myself a good, what's that called? That braid, Latvian braid. They're gorgeous. So I found some videos on YouTube to kind of guide me through it. I forgot. I had taken a class with Kristen Kapoor, my first Rhinebeck, I want to say, the first Rhinebeck, and my God, flies. And my first Rhinebeck, I took a class with her and we did some color work and we did a Latvian braid. And I just forgot how dead simple that is to do and how gorgeous it looks, how much I love it. So fully expect all of my future knitting to have Latvian braids in it. So back to this. So the blue and the gray are the Sheffield from Webb's. The orange is, I've used this orange to knit 2 pumpkin hats. It's Classic Elite Princess in Orange Attitude. It's a discontinued yarn. It's like everything but the kitchen sink, if I remember right. It has lots of things in the mix, but I still have some left. I didn't finish it all off. And I picked it as an accent color, and I didn't really realize how bright the orange was or how much of a Denver Broncos fan I would look like. So I had one friend tell me, oh, you'd be great for hunting season. Yeah, just what I'm looking for. Vegetarian and all. But it's bright, but it is so warm. It's got to be that Angora. It's just, I want to turtle it down into it, you know. I don't know. Does everyone love doing this? My aunt did, and I do too. It's like, my mom doesn't do it, but I do. That, where you're like, I'm just toasty. Except I'm getting a little fuzz on my neck, but on my nose, but it's gorgeous. I love it. So this was, I think it called for 250 yards. I used 120. I maybe used 200. I didn't use the full amount for some reason. But yeah, so 7s and 8s, super quick. 7s for the ribbing, 8s for the rest. Corrugated ribbing is so much fun. It's just a fun color pop, and I knit it in 2 days. Like, it was super quick knit. So if you're looking for a pattern, I think there have only been like 20 of them knit. There's also a cowl, this is the cowl. It's a cowl hat mitten set. I might make the hat just because I love it so much out of something else. It's just fun. You know, it's, 8, 10 rows, whatever, of something. Just enough time to start to get bored of it, and then you're doing something else. So I was knitting this while I watched the Orient Express one night. The boys went to bed early. Steve wasn't feeling great. He went to bed. And with Johnny Depp and, what's his name? I can picture Kenneth Branagh with that crazy mustache. I had no idea how crazy it was. It was fine. It was a good little whodunit mystery caper, which is fun, you know. It was very different, but in the sense of, ooh, I'm going to get to know the end result here pretty quick. Kind of similar to Clue, you know, like that kiddie vibe about it. Anyways, I think I've listened to too many true crime podcasts or investigative podcasts where it's like, oh, you're just waiting for the next week to come out and to see what new clues are discovered, and this is excuse me. And so this immediate gratification was fun, the difference between the two, and it was like warm filming, and it just had this cozy feel about it, the Hercule Poirot, that whole vibe. So I would like to see them do another movie. It was fun. I would definitely watch it. So there's that. This is done. Off the needles. Woo! So fun. But it reminds me that for the month of November, we're going to do a cowl over in the group. So November cowl along. I don't care if you knit. I don't care if you crochet it. I don't care if you weave it and then sew up the ends. If you make a cowl in the month of December and it's finished, in the month of November, and it's finished before December 1st, come chat away about it, talk about it in the Ravelry group, which is the same name as the podcast, Knitting Samurai and her guys, and post pictures, chatter. Chatter's going to be eligible for a pattern drawing. Well, everything's going to be eligible for that. And then FOs, I'll go through and get them, and those will be eligible for a $20 gift certificate to the shop, the Adore Knit Stitch Marker shop that Steve and I lovingly run. So, come. I need to think of a hashtag. Maybe we'll just say hashtag NovCowlCow, because that's what it is. So let's keep it simple. And we'll call it 18, because I'm hoping I'll bring it back again next year. So with as quick as this was to knit and as fun as it was to knit, this would make a great Christmas present for someone in your life. I've knit a lot of cowls for people. Just they aren't really familiar with how to wear it or what it is oftentimes, but once they get it on, it's great. So I'm thinking about knitting the hat for one of my girlfriends, just because it's a fun pattern to knit and I think she would enjoy it. So there's that. Moving on. I notice I have a little bit of a dirty glasses, so I'm gonna do that. So I don't have great hair today, so I don't mind letting it down. I finished my windshield hats. Windshield? Yes, Windshield by Nina Talika, or sounds kind of like that. I apologize if I pronounced your name wrong, but that's how I would pronounce it. So I finished it. It is as I expected, very big. I was thinking if I had my coat to show you how well it matches. It goes really not well with this. And my mom laughed at me because all of the headwear and neckwear I've been knitting has been purple to match my new jacket. My old winter jacket is, which I'll still wear for sure, but is a neutral gray color, silver gray color. And so it goes with everything, or everything goes with it. But the purple, I've wanted to have some more purple themed accessories. My phone case is purple. What else is purple? Purple seems to be the color of my life right now. The sheep sticker on my computer that I'm looking at is purple. So I've just been using a lot of purple. And I think it pulled into my purchases too from Rhinebeck, but I don't remember. Oh, and the shop envelopes right now are purple. So I like to get really pretty envelopes for the shop. And so I'll buy a whole bunch, and then when they're used up, I'll buy a different pattern, and it's fun for me. I know, it's the little things. But anyway, so this windshield hat, I want to say it was, I don't remember what it was knit on, honestly, but it's big. It's big. This is 100% acrylic yarn. It'll be toasty for snow blowing. That's what I'm thinking of. And I looked at it today as I was checking, okay, did I record? Did I not record? I feel like I made an extra tall brim, which would not be unlike me to do that. And in the ribbing, I found a spot where I have a pearl where there should be a knit. So that's my little Amish? Quakers? Some sort of American Protestant group imperfection. And the hat. So it was a fun hat. I definitely need to knit it again to really do justice to the diamonds of the windshield pattern that are, I mean, it's a gorgeous pattern. Gorgeous. So I should knit again and really give it a shot, right, on its own with some nice yarn. But for $5, this is fine. I'll snow blow with it for now. So there's that. I know, and I'm saying I'll snow blow. I think I did a couple times last year, but I'm already preparing for like, okay, I got to make sure I got the right boots down there ready to go because it's now November 1st. We are free and clear for snow to fall. It's allowed to fall. The heat's on. The heat's been on for a couple weeks. I didn't make it. We usually try to make it till November 1st without the heat. Hey, girl. Come here, girl. Come here. Come on, Ev. So, free and clear there. But I don't know what I was going to say. I'm going to knit for her. No, it's going to, oh, I'm going to snowball. So I think it's a good physical activity, actually, for me to do the walking up and down, up and down, up and down. So, but I do love my pool. So, but I am planning that there are going to be days where it snows and the boys are home and I'm not able to make it to my pool and my swimming. Saltwater pool, so wonderful. Go if you have one near you. And so on those days, I will go out and snow blow. So, especially since the boys are so much more independent now that they are 4 and 7. It's because I was trying to put up 7 fingers on one hand, and then I realized I don't have 7 fingers on one hand. So I had to change it. All right, I can't wear that hat. It just, I feel too ridiculous. So we'll do this. The other cowl that you are like, hey, Steph, you were knitting another cowl. Where is it? It's blocking. It's blocking. So I had all this momentum. I was like running downhill on the Shift Cowl by Andrea Mowry. Love it. I was using my Feeder Brook farm yarn for it and actually bought more yarn, which I shared in the last episode. And then I was trying to get it done for Rhinebeck, and then I fell asleep knitting in a chair the night before Rhinebeck, and Steve was like, go to bed. And then I lost all motivation. I had like 4 rows to go. It was ridiculous how much I had to go. So I finally finished that, bound it off. This last night I was doing laundry and okay, we're gonna do this. So I washed that and I washed some socks that I had laying around and now it's laid out flat, blocking. So I think I could have sewn it up because it's knit flat and then you seam up the back of the cowl. I think I could have sewn it up, but I decided that I would rather block it flat first. I thought that would be easier not to have 2 layers of fabric and then I could really get the stretch into it that I wanted to do. Because I always wet block. I'm not a steam blocker. I don't think I've ever done steam blocking. So when that was done and I was feeling so inspired, I immediately cast on with some of my new Rhinebeck yarn. So this is Dragonfly Fibers in the colorway Sugar Shack, which I double checked. I do not have in my stash, but I've definitely admired before. Why do I feel like I have hair on my ear? I'm sorry to be like compulsive about this. I think because I had glasses on when I made my hair up and usually I don't. So, okay, I'll leave it there for now. So I took the Shift Cowl pattern and I just wanted to use one color yarn, and so I added in for texture the stitch pattern of the Denver Cowl, which is by Veronica Parsons, which I've already knit once. That's an infinity loop that you knit, and so I was looking more for that nice bandana look, the triangle hanging. So I took her stitch pattern and I put it on here, and I don't know how well you're gonna see this. I did get some color blocking, which made me go, oh, maybe I should do color management and work in. And I was like, no, stop it. There's no reason, okay? This is gonna be, oh, there's a squirrel running outside, Afro. Come on. Come on. This is her favorite spot to sleep during the day. She sits, if the front door is open and we have a glass storm door, like full length storm door, so she'll sit there and watch squirrels run by. We have a lot of squirrels and chipmunks because we have woods in the back. Hey girl, hey my girl. And so they run all around the house, and it's fine. They don't bother us. They don't cause any havoc inside the house, so that's fine. But she always watches them. So our neighbor's so cute. Sorry to sidetrack, but I just have to tell you, they really go all out for Halloween. Like, I would say once a month, the Kathy over there gives the boys candy, like normally, right? So for Halloween, they get these gorgeous gift bags, and she does all kinds of decorating. And she gave mom and dad each one too. You know, we're a small cul-de-sac, and there are like 10 kids that would go trick-or-treating, so you don't get a lot of takers. Like, we just put a bucket out with candy, and there was candy left, so aren't they nice? Anyways, so Kathy gave me another package that was cat treats. She said, for your girl across the street, so they could see her watching the squirrels getting so excited. So sad news. I'm just gonna quickly say this because I can't do much about it. Okay. While Steve was in New York last time, the mess, Linus's had lost control of his bowels a while back, and we were doing things to help him get by, and he hadn't stopped gaining weight. He was getting back. Anyways, all that. I ended up, while Steve was gone, saying it's time to say goodbye to Linus, which was kind of fitting because Steve was at fishing camp one year. We had Mac. We were a young couple, not yet married, and I went to visit a friend who bred Devon Rex cats, who had just had a kitten, had a litter, but I wasn't planning on getting a cat. And so Steve, out in the middle of nowhere, there's no cell reception back then, 2003, 4. Back then, he calls me from the top of a mountain because he got some reception. So first time he calls me out for the week, and I say, hey, I got a cat and his name is Linus, because I looked at him and I loved him and I knew that was his name. So I was there with him to the end, and he had a good 14 years, and so I said goodbye, and mom and dad helped me, and I did it while the boys were at school, and so they know that Linus just went to sleep and he passed on. So the boys don't know because mom and dad and I handled it, but Linus is buried outside. We put a tree on top of him, and it's right near the dining room window, so I can see the tree. I can look out there and see my boy, and he's happy over there, over the Rainbow Bridge. So I've been very thankful that we got Aphrodite, our third cat, about 13 months ago. We got her thinking that the boys were getting old. So I'm really glad to have her lately, and both of them, their personalities, Mac and Afro, have changed a little bit, not a lot, I would say. She's definitely more friendly towards me. Her previous owners were men, and she prefers Steve and the boys to me 100 times over. But I'm getting her to come around, so I'm not sure if you could see her, but now she's sitting on my lap, purring away, purring away. So, sweet girl. So I'm glad we have her, because when I was in college, and we lost our dog, our family dog, it took us 2 years before we could get another dog, just our grieving process. So this has been a little bit easier. Mac was Linus's older brother, and he's only had a couple times where he walked around crying, and I went and scooped him up and gave him extra love. But he does look, I mean, you see him in the intro, they look a lot alike. And so I've had a few moments of just, remembrance. So how did I get onto that? Talking about Afro? I don't know. So back to it. I also have the socks, the Desert Vista socks. So I did not do the year-long knit-along. And for those of you that are on your 11th pair, congrats. Congrats. I would love to do that. But I don't think I own enough of her yarn. I probably own 4 skeins or something. So anyways, last time you saw this, I needed to finish the top, probably the ribbing. I was pretty close to to the end. So this is the first sock for Roland. I haven't had him try it on. Nope, I haven't. So there's that one, and then I cast on the second one. This colorway is called Strawberries and Champagne. It was one of her Valentine's themed colors, but to me, this looks very autumnal. So it's just been my car on the go knitting. And then I am going to knit, here's what it looks like in a hand-wound skein. I am going to knit Tristan a matching pair, so the boys will have Christmas socks to wear. And Tristan's, I just cast on today, and I have that little tiny bit, little tiny toe. So I dropped down for Tristan, so a 4-year-old foot, he wears the size 12. He's got actually pretty monstrous feet for his age. And I'm just going to do 10 stitches on the toe to start and increase to probably 40s. And Roland's I cast down with, so this is for a size 4 boy, youth, wherever the middle. I think it's called big kids a lot of times in the drop downs. For online shopping, I cast on 12 and I went up to 54 for him. And I'm knitting those on size 0s because that's my preferred sock knitting fabric. And did I talk about this last time? Probably not. This is my most favorite fall bag, bird leg bags. I splurged. I bought 2 Amy Beth bags. I couldn't help it. Especially after, I don't remember if that was Needles Up or Indian. Whatever her event was that she did, Rhinebeck weekend, she did a shop update afterwards with the leftovers. And so I was like, oh yeah, I like these. I'm going to get in on it. So I got the one that has a lady knitting. These like plump little gnomish, I don't know, folk artish little ladies knitting, and one's reading. And so that was what I picked. My friend, my BFF, asked me, she's going on a sailing trip. So this is the friend you may remember that I went to France with. She's big into sailing and nautical stuff. Her husband is a merchant mariner, so he ships out for 3 months home, 3 months off. And she does a lot with sailboats. So she's going on this through SEA, which she's not a student. It's sea semester or semester at sea. It's one of those. She'd be so mad at me that I don't remember, but I don't remember. So she's going on one of their trips. She does contracting for them, and she got herself a spot on one of their sailing trips. So she needs to have a 100% wool hat. That was like one of the prerequisites, one of the things you needed to pack. I thought it was funny. And so so funny. She didn't even know what Ravelry was or that I had an account. And so she's looking for nautical hats and stuff. So she found this hat, which is called the Nautical Knot Hat. And it was in the Knit Now magazine, which is a UK publication. And she sent me the picture and said, I want it exactly in those colors. So I only have it a black and white printout because that's what we all have. Why waste the ink? And so it's got this little cabling detail, and then it stripes up the top. And it was blue and white in the picture, and she wants it blue and white. So I'm going to knit that for her. She's leaving mid-November, and her birthday is the 3rd. And it's now the 1st, so I'm not going to have it done for her birthday. I'm not going to kid myself about that. But I will get it going tomorrow. She and I are going to see the Queen movie, Bohemian Rhapsody. I can't wait. We've both watched Mr. Robot, so it'll be fun to see him in this other role. Very different. And of course, Queen. So, did I tell you about Queen? I don't know if I told you about Queen, but clear as day. Okay, story time. When I was growing up, we lived in Madison, Maine, which was about half an hour away from Waterville, Maine. And Waterville was more of the center city for the surrounding central Maine mountain area over near Sugarloaf and ski resorts. I never skied, but we lived kind of below the mountain. That was where we lived, in a mill town, for a lot of my childhood. Not the whole time, but a lot of it. And I clearly remember at like 12 years old, Jurassic Park came out. And at that same moment, my family had bought our Pathfinder, Nissan Pathfinder, my dad. Oh my God, it was so exciting. It was our first brand new car. Like, I feel like my parents were just starting to get control out from student loans, you know, like have some disposable income, right? So we bought this new car. So excited to have this new car. they'd always driven used Saabs up until that point. Like, that was their go-to cars. So it's my truck, my dad used to call it, even though it was an SUV. And that was my first SUV, and that's what I learned to drive in and parallel park in. So we're in that at about that time, and it had a CD player, and CDs were just starting. So this would have been in like 1992, 91, 92 time frame, somewhere around there. Whatever, whenever Jurassic Park came out and was in theaters. And my parents got Queen Greatest Hits, and they got both of the albums. And I just remember listening to that so loud in the Pathfinder, loving the music, and having no idea what Queen meant. And We Will Rock You, like, everybody was singing that. I don't know, I brought my friends into it, like, they all started liking Queen, and my parents and I, because I'm a teenager, I'm an early teen, and it's a Friday night, and I go out, or I have friends over. I don't spend Friday nights with my parents. That was me as a kid, right? Like, it was a travesty if I was home. Social butterfly that I used to be. And so I wanted to see Jurassic Park, and I remember it was R, and so I had to go. My parents were like, well, we want to see it too, so I went with them so I could get in, and it was a big thing, and we listened to Queen on the way there, and so Jurassic Park and Queen are always together in my brain. So I feel so silly, and I said it to my mom the other day. I'm like, Mom, you never told me what Queen meant. What they were, and when Freddie passed away, like, and the whole AIDS thing, like, it was whoop, right over my young little head. So it makes me laugh too, even though it's a very serious thing. So I hope that we all enjoy the movie. We all. Well, you're gonna see it too. I think everyone's gonna see it. My mom's going with her card girls, and then she and I might go again, just because it's Queen and we have such a history. But I'm taking Lauren, so Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody. Can't wait to see the movie. I've also, let me just tell you real quick, Netflix pushed on me, and I found out talking to my cousin that it pushed on her too, so I think it must just be in their rotation, so maybe you've seen this. The Bodyguard is a BBC miniseries. It's like 6 episodes, but it's listed as a Netflix original series. It has Robb Stark from The Red Wedding and from Game of Thrones, Robb Stark, okay? Who was also, let me just tell you, in Cinderella, he was her Prince Charming. He could be my Prince Charming. And I loved him in Medici. That miniseries. Like, I'm waiting for there to be more episodes. He was in that with Dustin Hoffman. He was the lead. He's so good. He's so good. Oh, it's delicious. I love him. So this Bodyguard series, I've been like watching just a little bit here and a little bit there while I do chores. He plays bodyguard for a high-ranking British, I want to say senator, because I'm American and that's how my brain works, but she's not. She's the Homeland Secretary. Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Anyway, so it's really good. He's her bodyguard. So, of course, my head has been singing, and I will always love you. Because, you know, you remember when Whitney sang that. So do I. So do I. So I will leave it there because I shouldn't have even sung that to you, and I'm a little embarrassed I did. There's a cat right now warming up my back because I'm in her spot. Miss Afro. She's as soft as they come, let me tell you. So, hope you have a great 10 days or so until I see you again. Oh, no shop update this week. Yeah, just kind of taking it easy, but the shop is fully loaded. I'm just restocking. I've put a pause on the creative juices because all I could think of were Harry Potter things. So, need to take a break from Harry. So there's that. All right, take care. Happy knitting.
Whoa.
Robots coming at them. And getting inside.
Did everybody say thank you?
Yeah.
Alright, good.
Bathroom when the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from the humble abode to gather jewels from my electrodes.
I'm gonna get it, Cobra. I'm gonna get it.
Oh, there he goes.
Come on! Cobra and his spider. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. Oh, there she goes again.